Coming up today on NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot from Las Vegas. Race number 3 of the season brings us to one of the most famous cities in the world. Hometown favorite Kurt Busch will join us. Also, Smoke Tony Stewart will come by live, and 5-time champion and 4-time Vegas winner Jimmy Johnson stops by as well. NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, is coming your way next. The sights of Las Vegas are unmistakable. One of the main tourist destinations in the world, also has one of the fastest racetracks on the Sprint Cup circuit. Race number 3 of the season brings us to Vegas, and 2 very popular victories have started off the season, including Jeff Gordon snapping his winless streak in Phoenix last weekend. And also, local favorite Kyle Busch is on top of the point standings, but there are some hungry drivers looking for a little bit of luck. Names like Burton, Biffle, and McMurray still are looking to jumpstart their season, so get on your feet, everyone. It is time for race day, and it's Vegas, baby. Need we say more? This racetrack is sold out for today's event, and if you take a look at the crowd we have here on race day, it is safe to say that all is well in the NASCAR world. Hello, everybody. I'm John Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon if you're on the East Coast. Thanks for joining us for NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot. He is Kyle Petty, and he is race car driver Kenny Wallace, who just, oh, by the way, had his 2nd consecutive top 10 finish in the Nationwide Series.
I'm humbled to be able to bring you what I think the track feels like today. That's my job. So good run yesterday for us, but we'll talk about the race today and those nasty bumps in turns 1 and 2. So far this season, KP, we've had 2 wonderful victories. We've had big crowds. Everybody seems to be focused on this NASCAR world right now, and a lot of good stuff is going on.
Yeah, I think that the death of NASCAR as a sport and as a business has been greatly exaggerated over the past couple of years. It's on a big upswing right now, it seems to be. Go to Daytona, had a great crowd, had a great race. The Wood brothers, Trevor Bayne. You go, Jeff Gordon breaks his streak, his losing streak, and wins out there. It just has added excitement through the first 2 races, so I only see it continuing.
And somebody who is always excited to be with us here on race day is Wendy Venturini. She is in the garage, and we start out with you, Wendy.
Thank you, Johnny. Good morning here on the West Coast. Good afternoon on the East Coast. A huge crowd here for race day and a huge crowd in the Neon Garage. It's great to see all these fans in Las Vegas. Speaking of being here in Vegas, we've been out west. A lot of the teams stayed out west from Phoenix for these 2 weeks, so it's been 2 weeks away from home. But the good news is I've seen a lot of spouses, significant others in the garage area taking a little bit of vacation with their spouses here in Las Vegas. Well, who's been celebrating this week? It's been Jeff Gordon. Of course, he broke that 66 race winless streak with his win in Phoenix last week, and he said he was amazed by the outpouring of fan support he received throughout the week. He even mentioned how he got on Twitter, and the tweets from the race fans inspired him throughout the week. But Friday in practice, a spin for Jeff Gordon. But good news for Jeff Gordon, no damage. He was able to roll away just fine. He starts 13th today. Now another guy hoping to break his winless streak this weekend is Matt Kenseth. He is flying here in Las Vegas. He's on the pole. He was fast in practice, and man, oh man, everybody's watching those Fords here in Las Vegas. Can he get the job done today? That's the question. We'll hear from Matt Kenseth later on in the show. Now, breaking news early this morning, the 11 car of Denny Hamlin will be starting in the rear of the field due to an engine change. They had some valve train problems this morning, so they did decide to change that engine and relinquish their 17th starting position. Now let's head over to my dear friend Hermie Sadler.
Well, thank you, Wendy. And even though we're only 2 races into the season, we're already talking about teams that are higher in points than we anticipated and some teams that are not as well off in the points as we had talked about. Let's talk about Brian Vickers. First of all, he returns to the 83 car this year after missing most of last year. 33rd in points after finishes of 31st and 30th. He qualified 19th today. He needs a good, solid run to right the ship. Let's talk about Jeff Burton. Always a threat to get in the chase and win races. He currently sits 32nd in points. 36 at Daytona, 26 at Phoenix. He's had a fast car. He needs to get it to the end of this race, get a good, solid finish today. And David Ruderman, also a lot of people's choice to make the chase this this year. He is 31st in points. He finished 30th at Daytona, 29th at Phoenix. He qualified 25th today. These are three of the guys that we need to follow to see if they can just get, maybe not win today, but get a good solid finish, run all the miles today, and try to get this team headed in the right direction. I know they say it's too early to talk about points, JR, but these are three teams that are already looking at it. They need to get it turned around today.
Hermie, thanks a lot. We will take a look at the beautiful scenery here in Las Vegas, but also some guys who are glad to talk about points right now. A.J. Allmendinger, Bobby Labonte, and David Gilliland. Don't usually expect to see them up there, but they are there. So we have some surprises right now and some pleasant surprises in the top 10.
I'm really happy for Bobby Labonte. This is a champion. This is a good race car driver who's been in subpar equipment lately. Kyle, he's in good equipment now.
Yeah, these guys are. And, you know, look, it's early in the season. The points are a little bit mixed up. These guys may not stay there, but they're there now. These are guys looking for luck. You look at Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick, Matt, Jamie McMurray needs some good runs. But you get to the bottom, the guys that Hermie just spoke of, Rudiman and Burton and Vickers, they've got to start making something happen because there's guys that have run only one race that are ahead of them in points.
So the vast majority of the top 10 at this point last season now find themselves 21st or worse in points right now. But when we bought in this chase, we basically shortened the season by a whole third. Is it too early to worry about this, or is this in the back of these guys' minds?
Okay, Kenny knows this, and I truly believe this. You start worrying about points for 2011 at the end of 2010. If you're not in the top 35 and you haven't been, you worry about making those points there. If you didn't make the chase, you worry about making points early to get in the chase. If you were in the chase, you worry about getting points and starting the season off strong. These guys worry about points 24/7, 365. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. And they're worried about it right now.
And here's what is different this year, race fans. If you finish outside the top 20, Kyle Petty talked about it last week. If you're outside the top 20 every week because you're having bad luck like Jeff Burton, it's hard to get out of there now because you fans wanted race car drivers and teams to be awarded with good wins and good runs. So when you're outside the top 20, it's going to be harder this year for them to get out of the cellar. But I want to tell you something that's amazing me. I haven't seen a crowd this big at Vegas.
Yes.
And years.
Yes.
Yes. Look at this. Hey.
All right, race fans, thanks for coming out. We got 2 hours of fun coming your way, guaranteed. And when we come back to NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, we will have the winning crew chief from last week and also one of the most successful drivers here at Vegas joins us a little later on, and hometown hero Kurt Busch as well.
NASCAR Race Day is live from Sin City. And before the green flag drops, we'll catch up with all your favorite high rollers. Tony, Kurt, Jimmy, and others are on the way as we get you ready for the next round of Racing in the Desert. Straight ahead, NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, on speed.
NASCAR Race Day is built by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Brought to you in high definition by Funai. Funai, fun and innovative. Experience more at FunaiAmerica.com. And by Hamburger Helper. 1 pound, 1 pan, 1 tasty meal.
Welcome back to Vegas, everyone. You know, you have to go back to the 80s and the Allisons to find the last time that family members were 1-2 in Sprint Cup points. To find the last time brothers were 1-2, you have to go back to the 50s and the Flocks. But one of those brothers who is now second in points is Kurt Busch, and he is with Wendy Venturini. Wendy?
Thank you, Johnny. Yes, that was a very cool stat, and I just read it off to Kurt, and even he gave a little look of surprise. How cool is it? We're here in Las Vegas, your hometown, 1-2 in points. Obviously, you probably want to be leading the points, but what a great week for you.
It's been solid. Just a great start to our season, and then here at Vegas with our Pennzoil Ultra Dodge. So it's been just one of those weeks in Vegas where people are coming out of the woodworks, great friends, people, places. It's been a busy week, and we're really ready and focused on the race, on what we have to do today to get a nice, another solid top 5 or top 10.
Now, we've had some smooth racetracks on the first 2 stops with Daytona and Phoenix. We come here, it's fairly bumpy. What is the key to getting over those bumps for you, Kurt?
Well, somebody should have gave it to us on Friday when we showed up. We'd be a lot better off. It's been a struggle with our car. It just seems like we can't get through the bumps the right way. 1 and 2, it's very tight and pushing up through the bumps. And then 3 and 4, we're sliding real loose with the rear end. So we're just going to have to put that thinking cap on today and try to find anything we can setup-wise to give us a nice solid run, stay out of trouble, and bring this bad boy on home.
Now, earlier in the week, obviously with it being Las Vegas, your hometown, you had your karting event. I know there's some shenanigans that always happen at these kind of events. Give us a little synopsis of what happened. And I hear Rutledge Wood was there. He probably tore up some stuff.
It was a great event again for the Kurt Busch Foundation, Sprint for the Kids. We raised nearly $50,000 on Thursday, and it was a great event because guys like Juan Pablo Montoya were there, Joey Logano, McDowell, a bunch of other drivers and sponsors, and you had guys from all over with different levels of competition, you know, on who could drive, who couldn't. And there was a couple yard sales. Yeah, we wrecked some equipment. And then Steve Addington, my crew chief, tore the front end of a car off. So you name it, we went and had a lot of fun with it. Everybody was just there to support the whole good deed that came out of it. And of course, my team won. And I pick all the light kids. I picked like the 90-pound kids to jump on my team and race with me. So we defended our title, brought home the victory.
All right, well, good luck to you today. 2 top 10 so far this season for Kurt Busch. He hopes to end up in victory lane, a guy that ended up there last week, Jeff Gordon, breaking that winless streak.
All right, guys, man, let's have a good day. Got a really awesome race car here today. This one's ours right here. You guys are awesome. You deserve to do a hell of a burnout. Welcome back, baby. Welcome back. Awesome job. Oh, yeah.
Well, Jeff Gordon broke his 66 race winning streak, got back to victory lane with crew chief Alan Gustafson. Look right here, the 5 crew chiefs that have carried Jeff Gordon to victory lane, and I've got the latest in the long line of crew chiefs to do that. First of all, Alan, congratulations last week. Big win for you guys. I know you were happy to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big win for us, and you know, that was top of the checklist is to win races, and we were able to get one of them, and we're hungry to get some more. So it was a great day, and real proud of all the guys, and nice to get back to victory lane.
Now, you guys, you know, you're a pretty low-key guy. I've known you a long time, but I saw a lot of emotion from you and from Jeff Gordon. Raw emotion. You could tell that it's always important to win, but I could tell both you guys wanted this really bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, you put so much effort into what we do, and you know, we're both real passionate, as everybody who works on this 24 car, about winning, and you make a lot of sacrifices. I mean, you know that you sacrifice a lot to put yourself in position to win, and when you get to win, you see that emotion, and you know, to me, that's the best part of it. You know, that's what makes the sport really special, and that sense of accomplishment that you have after doing something like that is really intoxicating and addicting. And, you know, I want to do it again this weekend.
Well, we just heard Wendy talking to Kurt Busch about how challenging this Las Vegas racetrack is this weekend, especially turns 1 and 2 with the bumps. It's kind of been a moving target all weekend. Update us on the progress with the 24. Yeah,
it's been a challenge for sure. You know, this racetrack I love this racetrack. You know, the character it has now, and the asphalt's wore down, and it's a big challenge, but it's a lot of fun. So we've been on both sides of it. We haven't got it right yet. But the good news is we've been too free to start, and we've been too tight yesterday. So we're going to try to shoot the middle and keep up with the conditions today, and hopefully we'll get it just right.
Well, these guys looking to go for 2 in a row, but a big win last week for Jeff Gordon and Alan Gustafson, JR. And I'm waiting for you guys to say, now is Jeff Gordon the favorite to win this championship after 1 win? Come on.
Well, it's early in the season, but that was such a special win for Jeff Gordon, Hermie, because it did tie him with Cale Yarborough on the all-time wins list with 83. But, guys, I think it would be very safe to say that this isn't the first win the last one we're going to see from these guys. It's just the first one.
Well, I think for Jeff Gordon, he has done it all already. A 4-time champion, 80-something wins. Kyle, to be even compared to Cale Yarborough, to me, that's a victory in itself already.
Yeah, and those first 5 or 6 guys on the win list, I think that Jeff's the only guy that was born after 1950. All those other guys were born before that. So that tells you something about the sport. But you look at this team. Jeff should have won this race last year. Jeff should have won Phoenix last year. They had a strategy call at the end. They took 2. Jimmy took 4. He ends up winning the race. But Jeff, early in the season, could have won a number of races last year. And I think Alan and Jeff will pick up where they are right now.
You know, one thing that I have really noticed about Jeff Gordon is that he has won with 5 different crew chiefs. Look at this man. He looks like
he was excited.
I mean, you know, this is a guy that has won 4 championships, 82, 83 races, and look at him. He's emotional. He's so excited. And I said, why were you so excited? He says, this is the win that I will never forget. 66 races, almost 2 years. So it goes to show you how tough it is to win. When Jeff Gordon's excited, because it's been 66 races, it's hard to win in this series.
Yes, and that's by far the longest winless streak of his career. And also, once he snapped it, he was definitely appreciative of the win, because no one appreciates wins in this series as much as Jeff Gordon. Got to take a break, but when we come back, we will fly high with one of our members of our race day team. Stay tuned.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning, early morning for me, but I'm excited. My first ever ride with the Thunderbirds. We're at Yevington Jet Aviation. My new friend is going to get me ready, Amber, for my first flight. So, Amber, I know I look good. No question about that.
There's no doubting that, sir.
Yeah, so now I got to figure out what's my next step to get ready for this flight.
All right, sir, well, today my job is to get you looking like a fighter pilot. So the first thing we're going to do, you got your flight suit, you got your boots. Next thing we're going to do is put some patches on you. Okay, so this is your G-suit, and best described as chaps, I guess. It's going to wrap around you. It's going to zip up around your legs, and you can feel it has a bladder inside. It's going to hook up to the jet. Sir, I don't know if you know this, but your left leg's a little bit bigger than your right leg.
Are you saying my body is not absolutely perfect?
No, I didn't say that, sir. You're beautiful.
That's what I thought you said. As you can tell, I spend multiple hours a day in the gym.
All right, so I need to talk to you about your helmet.
Can I talk to you about my helmet first?
Sure.
I went to University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And this is NC State red.
Well, actually, it's Thunderbird red, sir.
Oh, that's okay then.
But it's close.
Since this is Thunderbird red, I'll let it slide.
Okay. All right, the next thing, your motion sickness bags.
Okay.
So that way, if you get sick, you just pull it up right there and open it like you just talked about.
Listen, last breath she says, if you don't think about it, you probably won't get sick. But now the next step is they want me to put trash bags on my legs and look at the whole flight, so that probably won't make me think about it.
All right, so next thing we're going to talk about is your harness. This is what's going to connect you to your parachute in the aircraft and also to your survival kit. Yes, sir. Don't worry, you're not going to need it, but if you do need to use it, I know it's safe because I packed that parachute.
Oh,
so
you did?
You're good. I did, sir.
And what's your name again?
Amber.
Full name?
And we're actually going to have you step forward up there.
When do I get the Top Gun glasses? Well, I've been through some of the equipment training, safety training. Now I get to the exciting part, and that's meeting the pilot that's going to take me up today, Captain Hubbard, Hermie Sadler.
Good morning. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
We're going to do the full profile that our team does at every air show. Deep breath. Start that D-string. What we're going to do is pull straight up and go all the way up to about 15,000 feet in about 5 seconds. What we're going to do is roll, stop, roll, stop, roll, stop. At 8 points around the 360-degree circle. So you're going to feel like you're doing the night at the Roxbury Head Bob. So you want to hold on there as we go all the way around. If you're having a good time, I recommend you let your hands go and just feel like it's floating. It is awesome.
So we made it back, and I got to tell you right off the bat, a thrill of a lifetime, an opportunity of a lifetime. And I want to say a special thank you to everybody that came out to make this possible, but my new friend, it was a great ride.
Thanks, sir. We had a great time. You know, I never thought a race car driver, a sports analyst, could handle the jet like a fighter pilot.
It was great. We got to experience a lot of different things, just a little bit of sightseeing, a lot of different maneuvers, and got how many G's on that big pool?
9.1.
9.1. Yeah, we did it. It was a lot of fun. Have a new appreciation for everything that you guys and gals do. We had a great day. And what an unbelievable experience that was, and thanks to Daytona International Speedway for helping set that up. This is Captain Hubbard, who took me for the ride up there, and what a great time it was. And I need you to tell the fans at home how good I did, because it's very important.
Herm, you did outstanding. We had a great time.
to talk about NASCAR and the Air Force has a great relationship, and you guys are doing the flyover today, are here at the race, and that relationship is very important to NASCAR, and I know you guys are very proud to be involved as well.
Besides just being fans of NASCAR, it's important for us. We have over 9,000 technical career fields that we recruit, engines and mechanics and things like that. So NASCAR feeds right into that, as well as, it's good, wholesome people that we like to support the Air Force.
Now, I hear a lot of times in the garage, what do I want to do if I want to drive a race car? And I tell them, if there's young men and women out there that eventually want to get where you're at, what's the best way for them to get involved?
Set their goals, work hard, and don't be afraid to fail every now and then, but, keep up with it.
Well, I appreciate everything that you guys have done, and I understand you got a little presentation here. Oh, look at this.
Yes.
Wow.
This is a picture of our team over Cocoa Beach last year, doing the air show. As you know, we're starting here in a couple weeks. I just want to say thank you so much for your support of the Air Force, of our nearly 700,000 men and women, and it means a ton to us that you came out and flew with us today.
Well, I wouldn't have traded the experience for the world, and look, got my name on here. I know you guys are jealous, and appreciate the opportunity. Rut, can you top that?
Hermie, I can't top that. I can say, for height-wise right now, I can top it. We're looking over Kurt Busch's stall down here in the Neon Garage, but I've been up here watching with all the fans. The Neon Garage is so much fun, and right now all these people are completely stunned, Hermie, that you did not get sick. You kept your lunch up there with the Thunderbirds. I can't believe it. This place down here is huge, though. It's such a great place for the fans to come down, watch the race. They've got bands playing all weekend long. You can get right up to the cars. You see Juan Pablo pulling in there yesterday. It's a great place to see some fun and events, and there's other garages that make it special for the fans, but here at Vegas, it's just all about bigger and better. Look at those lovely ladies. You can't beat that. Where else can you find those guys? That was Jimmy Spencer last week. He was on those same things, but this is why the Neon Garage is so cool. You can look down here. All the fans get to come up, just hang out, have fun. Come up, check out their favorite driver's stall. So Kurt Busch, obviously a big favorite being from Las Vegas, so there's tons of fans crowded around his. And Johnny, I think if you had a car, there'd be a lot of fans around it too, buddy.
Oh, clearly. Now, Friday in the Neon Garage, we saw Elvis impersonators, we saw a Carrie Underwood impersonator, and I really believe I saw a Rutledge impersonator. I think so. I think it really happened.
Yeah, probably.
But no impersonators or imposters can be car warriors, and you don't need to miss the most talked about new car building show on TV. That is Car Warriors. Sparks fly and tempers boil over when a team of hotshot challengers race the All-Stars to build a tricked-out El Camino. Not just an El Camino, Kyle Petty, but a tricked-out El Camino from scratch in only 72 hours. Car Warriors is all new Wednesday at 9. The drivers are making their way into the drivers' meeting, and this one is what you call a fancy drivers' meeting. A lot of stars are going to be out here in Vegas, and there's one of the stars of NASCAR, hometown favorite Kyle Busch. We will be talking to more of the stars of NASCAR and also have one of the biggest names in all of racing will join us next. You don't want to miss that. Stay with us here on NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome back to Race Day, everyone. There are big names all over the world of motorsports, but perhaps no bigger name or no bigger force in the world of the NHRA than John Force himself. See, he's even good on two wheels as well. Let's take a look at some of these career numbers that definitely are legendary, to say the least. 15-time NHRA Funny Car champion is John Force. 132 funny car wins, 213 final rounds, and 4.021 seconds at the best ET, best speed 316 miles an hour. And if you know John Force out of the car as well, you go 300 miles an hour all day long, don't you? All night.
I am wound up here. I'm going after Kyle's daddy, Richard Petty's record, but I won't live that one.
Yeah, sure you will.
No, I tell you, it's unbelievable just to be here. I ran into Hendricks. I was just mumbling and stumbling like this guy's got all these gods driving for him. Jimmy Johnson. Boy, almost makes me want to be a girl. And Waltrip's out there. And the Fords, them old hot rods, that Ford One concept. Heck, it's working. Not too bad. Not too bad. Got to watch. I'm here with these other kids. They'll be slapping me.
No, we're not. But now, John, all the guys that race in NASCAR, they say they're motorsports fans in general. They love any type of racing. Is that the way you feel about it?
Oh, yeah. Even the Indy 500. When I get over here, Robert Hyde, he's out there. Here's Robert Hyde in that Auto Club shirt right there. Robert!
Yeah.
That's my retirement, my baby girl. Courtney, she's on the other side somewhere. But these fans are unbelievable. They're just like NHRA drag racing. We'll be next door here April 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Bruton Smith said, you better say that, or I'll slap you silly.
He will.
Yeah, but it's just so cool. The energy. I got my hot rods out here, and I'm trying to explain to the fans. You go in there, don't swipe your credit card. I don't want your money. I'm trying to give shit away. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
I just want your driver's license. Can we cuss here?
No, that's
Not allowed to.
You're good.
We apologize for that.
Yeah, you're good.
Not
Yeah,
over
we
here.
can.
Oh, I'll shut up. Go back to work.
Let's go. All right, let's get Kenny
Hey,
Wallace in here.
John, listen to me. Last year at Pomona, you're sitting there second in the championship, and you've got to win your rounds, and you got to have a little luck along the way. But anyway, you inspired me winning your 15th championship. 61 years old, you're jumping into the crowd, going nuts. But 2 years before that, at 59 years old, you had career-ending injuries in anybody else's standards. What made you come back? What made you get ready to come back after such a horrible injury? All your legs broken, you were junk, and you came back. Why did you come back?
Let me tell you something. When you're broken up that bad, and then I always said, my wife, she loves me, she don't like me. Even she started to like me. I was so pitiful. It's just Robert Hite, my daughter Ashley, the fans, get back in the game. And I want that paycheck so I can eat. But it was just fighting my way back. It's really what it's all about, because it isn't just the full throttle or whatever power drink, Gatorade. Over here, Gatorade, full throttle. Boy, this is a tough act to follow. But I'm telling you, it's just the fans that cheer you. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I run around here, I'm embarrassing. I'm embarrassing. I'm not kidding you. I saw Mark Martin. I ran into Winner's Circle. I said, there's a guy almost old as me. He's 20. No, he's 20 years younger than me. He's still winning. But I'm like a little kid. I go down the hall, and Richard Petty, he's like God.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just run over there, because I was the same way when I saw Dale Earnhardt. And now his kid, I just love that guy, but I got to try to be professional.
Let me ask you a question. You just touched on that. Ashley's setting out this year to have her first child. You've got two grandkids. This will be your second grandchild. How cool is it to drive, to have your daughter drive, and now to have grandkids come along from a family perspective? Obviously, Kenny and I grew up in family, and it's a lifestyle. It's your life. It's not a job you do. How cool is that for you?
Well, my family, grown-up life was kind of tough, because my dad, he whooped me all the time because I was so stupid. But my mama, she loved me. But it is about family. I just couldn't think females could drive a race car. And now, boy, the old money just falls out of the skies. And then I'm out there yesterday, and this car keeps going around saying, go, Daddy, go, Daddy. I said, I don't even know what that is, but they're loving that car, and it's a female.
What are you talking about? We got women and children doing this now. There's 19-year-olds and girls doing this all the time. What are you talking about?
Danny Kirkpatrick, unbelievable how they just love her.
Yeah.
Hell, I thought she was over there in IndyCar.
But I gotta ask you in front of the whole world right now, is Courtney, your other daughter, is she gonna become a drag racer?
Oh, yeah, I got her in a funny car. Boy, we almost tipped her over down there.
They just keep coming.
Oh, yeah. Hey, let me tell you something. Wait, where were we going?
I don't know. What about daughters?
Huh?
How about daughters?
Daughters.
Actually, we got to go to break. But sorry about that. John, thank you for coming by.
Wait, I forgot something that was really important.
What's that?
I can't remember it.
Good job. Must not have been that important. Thanks to John Force, 15-time champion. And when we come back, one of the guys that John Force actually said a moment ago wants him to wish he was a girl. Jimmy Johnson coming up next. Stay with us, everybody. We are now just a little less than 2 hours away from the race time here at Vegas, but it's 7 o'clock this morning Pacific time. Some of the hardest working people in all of professional sports came to the garage to practice their craft. The crew members were out here cleaning up, shining up, and making sure everything was ready to go for today for 400 miles. Now, you can get a replacement driver, you can get a replacement crew chief, but if you don't have your race car, you simply can't race. So some of the truly unsung heroes here in NASCAR are the hauler drivers, and Wendy Venturini, they had their work cut out for them this week.
They have, not just this week, really this month, Johnny. If you think about it, when they left for the Daytona 500, we were there for 2 weeks. They were only home for 1 day in Daytona before they had to pack up and head out west for the Phoenix-Vegas trip. Now, it's a little over 6,000 miles that's been logged by these NASCAR haulers. If you're a hauler driver, you're thinking, hey, that's no big deal. I'm a truck driver. However, these are full-time crew members, and what did they have to do? Well, once they left Phoenix, Phoenix, they had to swap out cars. And the thing about swapping out cars for Las Vegas, keep in mind, folks, we used to go to Fontana and then come to Las Vegas on the circuit. However, now when we do Phoenix to Las Vegas, a big difference in the setup. So all these cars had to get turned around. The backup cars got turned around. These hauler drivers get to go home after this race, and they've been away from home for about a month straight. So kudos to them for all the time and all the miles that have been logged. They're hard at work again today. Many of them cook the meals for the crew members, so that's what they're doing today. They'll pack up tonight and head back east for some home time. We have a weekend off before we head to Bristol. Johnny?
Yeah, Wendy, they're some of the true heroes because they definitely work the hardest out there. Let's hop up in the car with Kyle Busch here. He's got the points lead right now, and he's also got a win at this racetrack, so who better to take us for a hot lap, drivers?
And right here, we're going to the most controversial corner this week, the bumps, right there. As he comes off of turn 2, this is a Speedy Gonzalez racetrack. Down the back straightaway at speeds of over 190 miles per hour. Kyle, this is a nice corner.
This corner is a really nice corner. You kind of transition into it, pick up the gas, the racetrack opens up. You talk about those bumps. With the Cup car, they talk about the bumps down in turn 1 and 2 that are down on the line, and you can explain it better. The Nationwide cars run on shocks. These cars run on bump stops, and really it's like a basketball bouncing.
Boom, 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 boom.
Once the tires get there, it's like a basketball. It's like bouncing a basketball. The tires just bounce, and that's what these guys are complaining about a little bit.
And let me explain this clearly, what's going on. These bumps are not really bad, but because these cars are running on what we call bump stops, see, race fans, we're not really on springs in the Nationwide, or the Cup Series, excuse me. I'm a Nationwide driver. But down the front straightaway, dogleg, it was Kyle Busch at that dangerous dogleg. They went to go down on the flat, and all of a sudden he says, I'm in the grass. It was that driver yesterday, Kyle Busch, that simply went down on the flat, Kyle, found himself in the grass, and we had a big old wreck. So this is not an easy racetrack.
It's not an easy racetrack, and it's a momentum racetrack. You saw, and Kenny talks about it, you got to get in the corner, you got to pick up the throttle, but you have to keep that momentum going. When somebody stops and you get out of it a little bit, you can lose a ton of ground here.
And it is also very fast as well, over 190 miles an hour getting into the corners here, and we're going to see 43 of your favorite drivers do that all at the same time this afternoon. Something you can get involved in here is the Toyota Sponsifier. Don't be afraid to get involved, because Sponsifier is back for 2011, and this year the winning designer gets a personal visit from their favorite driver. Go to toyotaracing.com for all new ways to create, customize, and share your designs. And I know one guy who is going to be entering the Sponsifier, probably already has his entry in, is our Adam Alexander, who is standing by back in the Speed Center studios with all from the world of motorsports. And Double A, we're having fun out here. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves back there.
JR, don't tell anyone, but I entered twice, okay? But let's keep that our secret. All right, on now to the Speed Center update. We're talking Super Cross Lights in Daytona. Blake Baggett took him behind the woodshed last night. First win of the year for him. Justin Barcia was second. He's the point leader despite a broken wrist. Now to the big boys. AMA Supercross and James Stewart going head over heels while leading. That's not good. Ryan Villapoto wins for the 4th time this season. Here's the rundown. On the podium, Villapoto, Reed, and Dungey, who battled back from a rough night. And there's James Stewart in the 9th position. On now to World Rally. And at the beginning of day 3, it was Sebastian Ogier leading. He had problems. Guess who's out front now? That would be one Sebastian Loeb. We've got all the latest coming up tonight on Speed Center. And to prove it to you, Speed Center at 7 p.m., Victory Lane at 8, and at 9, it's Wind Tunnel. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, more Race Day built by the Home Depot from Las Vegas.
Checkered flag for Johnson.
Guys, absolutely rock.
Got it. He's Johnson. 48. Jimmy Johnson, 3rd Las Vegas victory in a row.
I love my job. I love my team, and especially in Victory Lane.
Not too many people can say they win a lot in Vegas, but Jimmy Johnson absolutely can. Won 4 of the last 6 races here. And the real number that sticks out, look at the number of laps he has completed in racing here. You got to finish first finish to finish first, and he does that here all the time. 0 DNFs, and our Hermie Sadler is standing by with 5-time. Hermie?
Well, 1 week ago today, Jimmy, the world was coming to an end. You had a bad 500. You'd qualified 28th before the race at Phoenix. And everybody thought, trouble, trouble, trouble. But a good, solid run for you guys. top 5. Can you repeat that today?
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, it's going to take us a little while to really hit our rhythm for the start of this year. As it's been mentioned, there's a lot of new things going on with our cars and personnel and stuff like that, but it's all going in a great direction. And if you look at the progress we made from the opening laps at Phoenix in practice to where we all finished, we had a good weekend. So that's the first 1.5 mile track we've been to this year, so there's a bit of a learning curve here, but I think we're going the right way with things and look forward to a great race today here at the Cobalt Tools 400.
And I know Chad Canals loves this stuff. You throw a lot of new stuff at him. He loves trying to figure out the challenge. How does the driver help the crew chief when you're trying to decipher all these new things that are going on the racetrack and giving the kind of feedback that you need to make the kind of improvement you made from the time you unloaded last week until you got to the checkered flag?
Just really communicating, and it's tough to do at times when it gets frustrating, but communicating, getting all of the sensations I feel out so that our guys can look at it on Friday night or Saturday night. And then if all 4 drivers are doing that, it makes it a lot easier to make decisions on Saturday night going into a race because we have 4 great guys to pull information from and 4 great opinions on things. So we've been working together as a team like normal, and it's making a big difference.
Last question. A theme on this show this week has been talking about the bumps on this racetrack in turns 1 and 2. How have you guys approached that, and do you have what you think you need today to get the job done?
Yeah, I mean, the bumps are there, and I think something that may have been overlooked a little bit is how rigid the nose is on this car. The splitter in the past would kind of move around some and let us get over those bumps a little easier. I think they have grown, but we have a lot stiffer nose on the car this year than what we had before, and we've just been dealing with them. We can't make them go away. No matter what you put under the car, they're still there, and we can run around them, you can run through them, but we'll just deal with it. I like bumps from my off-road background, so it's not a big deal.
Well, Jimmie Johnson has won 4 out of 6 here at Las Vegas, got a good record. He looks to improve on that today. Wendy?
Thank you, Hermie. Another guy that wants to keep on improving in 2011, Tony Stewart, 3rd in points, which is a lot better off at this point last year because you were 17th in points, so the momentum is already there for this season.
Well, we had a decent day at Daytona. We had a good week going last week at Phoenix, and really looking forward to Vegas here today. This is one of the 2 tracks we haven't won at on the schedule, so would like to get that checked off the list today. But I think our Mobile One Office Depot Chevy is really good. It felt good in practice, and I think the cooler temperature today is going to play right into our hands, I hope.
Is it really as challenging to get over those bumps as what everyone says it is?
Yeah, and you know, it was odd because we got here and the first thing we heard was the Nationwide guys talking about how they thought it was worse than last year, and then we got out there with our cars and it was worse. So it's not a bad thing, though. It's actually a good thing because it's making the crews have to work on the shock packages and bump stop packages and making us have to make our cars handle good. So that's what's going to make the difference today.
Now, I heard you did a pretty cool thing here in Las Vegas because you drove a taxi cab. I would like to know who you were picking up in a taxi cab in Las Vegas this week.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was the first time I've ever, we had one of the Cup cars that we converted into a taxi. So it had headlights, tail lights, windshield wipers, and it was really cool. You know, it's part of a promotion that Mobile One did, and this is actually, you know, the Las Vegas area is a proving ground for them. They use Lucky Cabs, and you know, this is their last area that they go through in the testing before their oils go on the market. So if it can withstand being in a cab in Las Vegas with the temperature changes the way it goes, then they know it's good enough for the street cars. And so it was cool. It was fun. We got to pick up Elvis Presley and David Copperfield. So we had a pretty cool group that they got to ride with us at times.
Well, I think they had a safe driver. Now, what's this I hear about what you have planned for this summer? Are you hopping into Lewis Hamilton's F1 car? I can't believe this. I can't wait to see this happen.
Yeah, this is a dream come true. It's you know, Mobile One was really instrumental in letting that happen, and you know, it's you know, of all the cars that I haven't driven yet that I want to, there's only really 2 left, and that's a Top Fuel dragster and an F1 car. So we're going to get a chance to do that with Lewis. We had a commercial shoot with him here recently, and it was fun to talk about it, and he's excited about getting in the stock car, and I am definitely excited about getting in an F1 car finally.
Well, cool. I look forward to seeing that happen, and anyone watching a Top Fuel dragster is the next thing Tony Stewart wants to get, and surely we got some connections here, Johnny.
We got it. We got it. Don Schumacher has already he's been wearing me out for 2 years, so I promised him that we will finally do this. So we got the hookups on both of them. It's just a matter of getting the timing.
All right, Tony Stewart in an F1 car this summer at Watkins Glen, and then maybe that Top Fuel dragster, Johnny.
And Wendy, chances are he will handle it just fine because, you know, there are competitors, there are winners, and then there are champions. There are so many drivers who race without getting wins their entire career, but Tony Stewart has been a champion in everything he's driven. And Kenny, you and Kyle being out there competing, you know how difficult that is.
Okay, I have been dared to do this. I thought to myself, this is the perfect place.
Go.
Tony is full of tiger blood.
There we go.
And Jimmy Johnson is winning. I did it. I got it in.
Winning.
Winning.
Perfect. Tony the Tiger's full of tiger blood, and Jimmy Johnson is winning. And I have to say this. I believe that Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart are the greatest drivers in the history of our sport. I believe that.
I think John Force was full of tiger blood.
I got it in.
Yeah, I think it's cool. We've seen other drivers who have come along and have had an opportunity to get in a different make of car. And you heard Tony say, he's driven so much. When you, as a driver, you want to experience everything. You never want to look back on your career and say, I never had a shot to do that, or I didn't do that, or somebody offered me a shot and I didn't. So for Tony to drive sprint cars and midgets and go-karts and cup cars and Indy cars, and now to get a shot at a Formula One car, even if it's just in a practice, that's a cool deal. Now, I will say this. Tony's a lot bigger than Lewis Hamilton. Okay? Not a little bigger.
I'm
sorry.
On that note, let's take a break here on NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot. When we come back, we witness history last week in Phoenix. We will relive those moments when we come back to Vegas. Stick around, everybody.
At Phoenix, Jeff Gordon drove into history, taking career win number 83 and tying Cale Yarborough for 5th on NASCAR's all-time wins list. We'll take a look at two of the sport's greatest drivers and what led them to this historic milestone. Heading your way, NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot on speed.
Welcome back, everybody. Last week's win in Phoenix was history-making for Jeff Gordon. 4 championships and 83 wins puts Gordon among the best of the best. But one of the best parts of last week's streak-breaking win was now the man Jeff Gordon will be compared to.
Cale Yarborough and Jeff Gordon couldn't be more opposite. Cale grew up in South Carolina, jumping from planes and wrestling alligators, along with racing on the small dirt bull rings around Darlington Raceway. Jeff made his name in front of national television audiences as the Californian raced open wheel cars. Despite the separation of time and place, they share a common tenacity behind the wheel. Cale won his first Cup race in 1965. 2 years later, he joined the Wood Brothers and soon won his first 2 super speedway events. Eventually, Cale racked up 4 Daytona 500 crowns, second only to the King. The Hard Charger's last lap slingshot moves packed quite a punch. But Cale's place in the 1979 Daytona 500 is remembered for a different kind of punch.
And there's a fight between Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison. The tempers overflowing.
5-year titleist Jimmy Johnson only recently surpassed Cale's 3 straight Cup titles. That streak between 76 and 78 included many of Yarborough's 83 wins. The last win came in 1985 at Charlotte. Jeff Gordon started his first Cup race at Atlanta in 1992. 2 years later, Gordon first set foot in victory lane on the site of Cale's last win, Charlotte. But it was on another legendary track in 1994 that Gordon scored a win for the ages.
Years from today, when 79 stock car races have been run here, we'll remember the name Jeff Gordon, winner of the inaugural Brickyard 400.
From 1995 to 1998, Gordon won 3 championships and an astonishing 40 races, and would go on to win 3 Daytona 500s.
Here comes Earnhardt. He's all the way to the line, almost in the grass. He slides up the racetrack, and Jeff Gordon will win it.
And a 4th championship in 2001. However, since 2008, the man once known as Wonder Boy found victory lane more elusive, despite several near misses. Some wondered if win number 83 would ever happen, until last week at Phoenix.
The Valley of the Sun is the Valley of Jeff Gordon. He goes to victory lane and wins the Subway Fresh Fit 500.
Now, Cale and Jeff sit tied for 5th.
Got a lot of talent, and he's just a terrific race car driver. And, you know, when somebody beats my record like Jeff Gordon, I don't feel bad about that.
These two very different drivers will go down as two of the greatest to ever sit in a stock car.
Well, let's compare two of these great drivers in their track to 83 wins. At the time of Cale Yarborough's 83rd win, he had 518 starts. He went on to start 42 more races, but right now Jeff Gordon at 619. Let's face it, guys. Jeff Gordon is 39 years old. A lot of guys race till 50. He should have a lot of racing left in him, a lot more of those very impressive statistics. And quite frankly, Jeff Gordon can do whatever the heck Jeff Gordon wants to do.
You know, in sports, we try to, break down, overdiagnose, look at them all, But I got to tell you something. After, seeing Tiger Woods, you fall from grace, and then you say, okay, why? And then you look at Jeff Gordon and go, why is he so great? First of all, I think it's a God gift. He's just God gift talented, and it's in the brain, obviously, because of what has happened to Tiger Woods. All I got to say about this Jeff Gordon and Cale Yarborough, they're God-given talent, because that man right there has been fast from the day he climbed in a go-kart. I can remember 13 years old in a full-blown sprint car. 13 years old. Say that to yourself. He was a child, and he was smoking the right rear. He was born for a race car. It's a God-given talent.
True, and that's exactly, and I think Cale said it best. To have a guy like Jeff Gordon to tie your record, I don't feel bad about that. He said Jeff Gordon's a great race car driver. Cale Yarborough was a great race car driver. You can't compare those numbers. You can take those numbers, write them on a piece of paper, and throw them in a garbage can somewhere because they don't mean anything. What means something is the wins. Cale didn't run all the races. He didn't run all the races when he started. He didn't run all the races when he's finished. Jeff has driven every year, so the numbers don't match up. Only the win numbers match up. And like I said, Cale said it best when he said Jeff Gordon is one of the greatest race car drivers that has come along. And to break this record or to tie this record is not a big deal for him.
And I would say the distinguished difference between both of them, and let me imitate it. Okay, in the day, Cale Yarborough, I give this nickname to Ryan Newman. I call Ryan Newman No Neck. But I got it from Cale Yarborough. Cale Yarborough was ferocious. He raced like this, and he was on the wheel. That was Cale Yarborough. He'd come out of space and be all dirty and everything. Jeff Gordon laid in there, got the headrest over, got little imprints on his steering wheel. and Ricky Craven said it perfect. One thing good about Jeff Gordon, he hits his marks every lap. Jeff Gordon hits his marks every lap, and Cale was all like this. That's what I can say is the difference in the drivers.
But the eras that they drove in, they're both dominant drivers, and that's what you have to go back to. And these guys are future Hall of Famers, and when you look at it, they couldn't be more opposite. We saw it in the piece. Jeff is a smart driver. Cale just drove the wheels off of it. He didn't care whether it had fenders on it or had a windshield in it. He was going to drive the wheels off of it. But the deal is you can't take away the W's, and the W's are a big number right there. So eliminate everything else. They're tied on W's, and that's all that matters.
And Kyle, you got that exactly right. Cale Yarborough and Jeff Gordon are both future Hall of Famers. It's only a matter of time. Well, coming out to Sin City is always a lot of fun. We're going to continue to have more fun when we come back as BK2 and Rutledge Wood hit the town. In less than 2 hours from now, David Gilliland will pilot this number 34 machine at over 190 miles an hour into the corners. But it was back in March 1961 that Wendell Scott got his first career start and was the first African-American to drive in NASCAR's top series. and definitely made history back then. And this weekend we have a very fitting tribute to a pioneer in racing, and that is Wendell Scott. His first career start was in Spartanburg, finished 17th, had one win, December 1st, 1963, finished 6th in 1966, 20 top 5 finishes, and Kenny Wallace, this was a true pioneer in our sport.
You know, let me say something about this man, Wendell Scott. He won his first race in Spartanburg, South Carolina in 1961. He had a 2-lap lead over Buck Baker. And back then, they just couldn't believe a black man could win a NASCAR race. They refused to wave the checkered flag. So this many years later, I want to say to all the Wendell Scott family, I'm sorry for that day. And in 2010, they finally gave him the trophy. Later that night, they declared him the winner, okay? But they said, we don't want Wendell Scott to win because he's a black man and he has to kiss a white trophy girl. Now, all this is true, but I want to make sure that everybody understands that Wendell Scott was a trailblazer. What a great man, and your father knew Wendell very well.
Yeah, and he was, and I don't think people understand, people today don't understand what that was like. I think when you go out, society was different. I mean, we make a big deal of Danica, and when women come into the sport today, they ignored Wendell when he came in. I think, you know, if you go back to the 60s and the race issues and everything that was going on, it was a big deal. He was a brave man to even show up at a racetrack, to be totally honest with you. His talent matched that bravery. And I think when you talk to the guys that raced against him, when you talk to Ned Jarrett, when you talk to the King, when you talk to those guys that were there in that era, they knew that Wendell was doing something that they may not have done if they had been a black man in a white sport. And basically that's what it is. We don't need to sugarcoat it. That's what this sport was. But I think the sport has come a long way. As you look at the sport and how this sport begins to open up, I think NASCAR has embraced everyone now, and it's a better sport. But that was a reflection, as all sports were in the 50s and 60s, a reflection of society. And that's what sports are sometimes. It's just a microcosm of what's going on in the real world, and that's what stock car racing was at the time.
That's a very fitting tribute to a true pioneer. Now, this year, Sunoco will be taking over the Rookie of the Year program and giving that program a great boost. For more on that, let's go to Hermie Sadler.
Well, catching up with Robin Pemberton with NASCAR this morning. First of all, we got a special announcement to make. It came out that Sunoco is now going to be sponsoring the Rookie of the Year programs in all of NASCAR's top 3 divisions. That's exciting news for NASCAR Rookie, and the rookies and their involvement very important to the sport.
Oh yeah, we're tickled to death that Sunoco stepped up and they're going to sponsor this program. You know, rookies are they're the backbone. Everybody's a rookie at some point in time, and through the years we've had some great ones and turned out to be champions at some point. So we're happy that Sunoco has been able to do that. We're looking forward to it, and it looks like we're going to have a good class this year.
And we want to say a special thanks to Sunoco. They are fueling our next generation of young drivers. And let's talk about 2011 as a whole. The action on the racetrack has been out of this world. A lot of changes you guys have made, really more so than in the past. What has been the response or the reaction from everybody at NASCAR so far?
Well, I'm partial to it, obviously, but the competition's been great. I mean, starting probably a third of the way in last year when we made some rule adjustments with the spoiler and things, but it's as good as I've ever seen it, and I know you probably feel the same way, but in all of the divisions right now. We've had some great winners, had some surprises, and I think that it's made everybody pretty happy the way things are going.
The two key points, or what people talking about a lot, number one, the points, number two, the new fuel, all those kind of things. Is all those things gone exactly as you had planned, or you know, can we expect to see some small changes moving forward?
No, I think we're settled in. You know, the fuel transition to the Sunoco Green E15 has been pretty smooth, but from the outside. But from the inside, it was a lot of hard work from the folks at Sunoco, our ethanol partners, and David Hoots and his group to get the logistics and all of this stuff ironed out. So it's been pretty seamless, but it's been a lot of work on everybody's part, and you know, we're real happy the way things are going right now. The other rule changes, I think we're going to settle in. I think everybody likes the way the point system is looking right now, and it's still an unknown, and we'll see how it turns out at the end of the year.
Well, it seems to be working well, but there's some drivers, as we talked about, down in those points, a little bit nervous about how they're going to be able to get back to the front by the end of the season. That's Robin Pemberton, and thanks for spending some time on race day with us.
Hermie, thanks a lot. Let's take a look at the Nationwide Series. And, of course, we saw history yesterday as Danica Patrick in the number 7 became the highest finishing woman in the history of NASCAR. 4th place, Kenny Wallace. That's something else.
And it was the real deal. I'm going to tell you what, she outran me yesterday. And I said, guys, I can't keep up with her. This girl is flying. She passed Trevor Bayne like she was sitting still. And let me tell you something. She outran some great race car drivers. Her car was fast.
It's getting better and better all the time as Danica Patrick, and a history-making finish for her as well. Look at Brad Keselowski in the 22. Might have had this race won, but he found himself up in the wall.
And that yellow car was Mark, the Kid Martin. Here he comes at 51 years old. He's going to win the race.
Mark Martin takes a checkered flag here at Vegas in the Nationwide Series race, and he has won 3 of the last 4 he has entered here. So Mark Martin gets a very popular win. But although Brad Keselowski did not get the win, his consolation prize was spending some time with Rutt.
I'm down here in Victory Lane with Brad Keselowski, where I hope you will be again today. Yesterday, you looked like you had it, and then according to your Twitter, I laughed a lot after the race yesterday. What happened?
Well, we blew a tire. Just one of them deals, man. You just ran over a piece of debris and blew a tire literally coming to the white flag, and that's racing. You know, that's why we run the races, because just when you think you know what's going to happen, you really don't. And that's why you got to watch every lap.
Where were you after the race?
Where was I after the race? Well, I actually was doing an interview with Speed right after the race.
Oh, I love it. That's what I love to hear. Now, you also had some fun this weekend. You went and now, obviously, you're in the Blue Deuce, went and found some of your fans, gave out some Miller Lite, had a lot of fun with that, didn't you?
I had an awesome time with that. You know, campgrounds are so cool. That's what racing's all about. It's about spending some time with your family and friends and then watching a great race. And campgrounds are all about that. Of course, drinking a few Miller Lights in between, so makes it all good.
So it's been a fun weekend. Behind us, this was just unveiled. This is essentially your trophy for winning the Nationwide Series last year. It's a brand new Challenger 392, but it's not just a 392, totally customized all for you.
It's awesome is what it is. Look at the blue and the flat black. It's a pimp ride, man.
BKRs on the front grill.
Yeah, BKR. I mean, all custom grill, a lot of custom work, but some of it's not custom. Some of it's just what's being built by Dodge and just how nice their stuff is. You know, you look at the interior on this car, you know, that's awesome, and that's very similar to all the interiors are coming out of the new Dodge Challengers, and makes me proud to get to drive one.
Well, if you want to hit it on a racetrack sometime, will you let me know and I'll go with you?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can sit on the right side.
That sounds great. John, that's Brad Keselowski. He's ready to hit the streets with this bad boy.
Absolutely, but Rutt is going to get all that hair gel on the top of that new car. I don't know about that.
What's going on with my hair? I need some hairspray right here. My wife.
Talk to Rutledge.
I'm just going to make it do this there.
That's nice.
That's real nice, Kenny.
I need some hairspray.
Kenny, nice. Kenny, can we get on with the show?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You were talking about
Let's
hair
talk about
gel.
trucks. You know, Casey Kane and the other stars of NASCAR on the week off are going to take part in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race. And you know what? They call the track too tough to tame at Darlington, and speeds are fast, mistakes are disastrous. Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series from Darlington Saturday at 4:30 Eastern. Coming up next, we're going to get you down to pit road where the action is heating up and check in with the Fox Race broadcast team. So stay with us.
Jeff Gordon snapped a 66-race winless streak at Phoenix and joined an impressive list of drivers who've also ended recent drives. Will Vegas be lucky for another in a long-time absence from Victory Lane? We'll have the answer for you. Around the Turn, NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot on Speed.
Business is picking up here on NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, coming to you from Vegas. Got a great crowd at the stage out here. Thanks, everybody, for coming by. But in a few minutes from now, I want you to turn over to your local Fox affiliate and check out the Fox pre-race show for a preview on that. Let's go to Chris, DW, and Jeff.
Thanks, John. We're out here on pit road. The crowd kind of warming up to Daryl and Jeff on our program. We'll be
Don't forget you.
Yeah, we'll be talking
mostly to you. But I think Hammond and I are okay.
I hope the sun warms us up. But the Busch brothers will be joining us live to talk about that. I want to ask you about it because Kyle Busch, the only driver to win a Vegas race from the pole in 2009. We have Matt Kenseth on the pole today. Position here, that critical or not?
Well, one thing that Kurt Busch told me was he would rather win this race. This is his Daytona 500. He said, there's a lot of big races, but there are none bigger than this race in Vegas.
Hometown track.
Me.
Yeah, okay. And for Kyle, too, certainly. And Kurt hasn't won the Daytona 500. He has finished.
One here either.
He's second, I think, 2 times here.
No, but that's what I say. It's a hometown
hometown racetrack, and anytime you can come in your hometown and win, especially when you can look right across the street at the Bull Ring where both of them basically grew up, that's why it's so important. There's a lot of people right now that have watched these kids develop into what they are right now, and they're 1-2 in the points. So one of them may wind up being a champion this year.
How about we're going to have a cup race in Kentucky? I know your hometown. The pressure in your hometown, or when you have your own environment. I know players in other sports have told me sometimes it's more than you need. The game is enough, or the race is enough to focus and put pressure on yourself.
I don't know if I agree with that or not. I just look at my Kentucky Wildcats. They're undefeated at home, but when they go on the road, it gets a little touchy. But anyway, I tell you, when you come to your home track, there's a certain amount of comfort that goes along with it. You know everybody's pulling for you to win. That's a big plus. Momentum.
Do you think Las Vegas deserves a second race date on the schedule?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I would love, Chris? I'd love to end the season right here. You know, have the race on Saturday night, a night race with all the lights from Vegas in the background. Right. Great night race. Maybe take Sunday, get everybody all dressed up. Have a big award ceremony Monday night down on the Strip. How could it be any better than that?
What do you think?
I'm right here with him, and just keep right on digging right there as far as the chase and everything. Just kind of finish it off right here.
This is the 10th straight sellout for this race. We'll have more than 150,000 people. How about just the way to tackle this track and the kind of race you think we'll see? Because so far we've had some wrecks, we've had a lot of lead changes.
I tell you, a lot of the thing that gets my attention most is when I do these practice shows and qualifying, how close these cars are together. I mean, the times are just right on top of each other. That's why we're seeing the kind of racing we're seeing. One of the reasons why we're seeing the kind of racing we're seeing. These guys are really being aggressive. They have to be if they're going to win the race.
And the thing is, when you mention aggressive, there's some guys right now that need to get aggressive, like Jeff Burton and Greg Biffle. They're way down in the points. They need to kind of get going after it. And you watch guys like Dale Earnhardt Jr., they're deep in the field. So I'm going to be watching these three guys, see how they kind of respond early on in this race, because, again, those bumps down in 1 and 2 could have something to say on who winds up winning today.
I don't want to hear about they're racing too hard.
Right,
you can't race too hard.
That's right. coming up, you'll talk with Jeff Gordon, who might be the next driver to end their streak, plus Gas and Go, and what's Darrell all revved up about. That's 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern on the Fox pre-race show before we get you into the Cobalt Tools 400 from pit road. Let's go back to John Roberts.
Chris, thanks a lot. And once again, got a beautiful day for racing out here. And you know, Jimmy Johnson has won 4 of the 13 races that have been run here. So once again, there is nobody better to go to for our Sunoco pit strategy of the week than the Chad Knaus.
Although we may still be out in the desert, if you try to compare Phoenix to Las Vegas, can't do it. They're completely different racetracks. A big test this weekend is going to be the new front fascias that we have on the race cars. We haven't been on a racetrack where you really need the downforce and you really need the speed out of these cars. So we don't know what the aero dependency of these race cars is going to be. Coming to Las Vegas, you also have to be very cognizant of the bumps in turns 1 and turns 2. It's very difficult. You're going to see a lot of guys actually move up the racetrack to try to avoid those bumps and try to make their car handle a little bit better. As you guys know, the splitters on these cars are mounted a lot more securely this year than what we've had in the past. So when the splitter touches a racetrack, it really upsets the car and it's difficult for the driver. 3 and 4, not a big problem. You'll see guys right on the bottom of the racetrack cruising around there without a big difficulty. You're going to go about 50, maybe 55 laps in a Sunoco fuel run, but what's really going to start to come into play, once again, is we've got a completely different tire. So everybody's trying to learn what this tire has, what the longevity of it is. So there's a lot of opportunities here for the crew chiefs and the drivers. Everybody's going to have options. It'll be an exciting race here in Vegas.
Chad Knaus, thanks a lot. After the checkered flag is waved, be sure to check out NASCAR Victory Lane fueled by Sunoco and catch all of the race highlights in raw emotion straight from Victory Lane. Also, go to speed.com, keyword Sunoco, to enter for your chance to win an autographed flag signed by the winner of today's race. And there's Jeff Gordon signing that Sunoco flag last weekend after what was a very big victory for him. Now, this is the center of the NASCAR world here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but there is also a lot going on elsewhere in the world of motorsports. Let's now go back to Speed Studios, Speed Center, and Adam Alexander. Double A.
All right, JR, we're coming back to you in a matter of moments. For now, though, it's Speed Center, and we begin with the Rolex Sports Car Series in Miami. Race 2, Mimo Rojas and Scott Pruitt tried to get it done. They would team to get Chip Ganassi his 5th consecutive win, 11 in the last 13. Supercross in Daytona, James Stewart trying to make up for problems last week at Atlanta, and he's got more issues. Up and over the handlebars, he would get back on and finish 9th. Ryan Villapoto out front, his 4th win of the year, back-to-back at Daytona. World Rally Mexico. Can you say issues We're rolling. Problems for that guy and problems for Sebastian Ogier. He was leading when the day began, but guess what? Sebastian Loeb takes advantage of his problems, and Loeb is a winner in Mexico. More details on that coming up tonight on Speed Center. We'll see you at 7. After a break, we're going back for more race day in Las Vegas.
There are 42 losers in every Sprint Cup race, and the rules are making it so tough to win these days that even a guy like 4-time champion Jeff Gordon can undergo a long winless streak. Matt Kenseth is in a long winless streak right now. Jeff Gordon broke his last weekend, but there is a very good chance that this winless streak could come to an end.
Pop the champagne, Jeff Gordon. The losing drought is over. Gordon wins for the first time at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yes, you guys got me a win in Texas. I love you. Woo! And we're a feet away from the damn white flag. Good job, guys.
We're going to have to figure out how to win these ones on these late cautions, so settle for second, but certainly get plenty of practice at it.
Totally missed a restart on that. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. We're going to have more than that. Don't worry. We can't be this close all the time and never win.
There was a few years when we were winning like every third or fourth race. Now we win 3 every 100. So I sure would like to get back to some of those winning ways.
It's the day Jeff Gordon has been looking forward to for nearly 2 years.
You guys are awesome. Welcome back, baby. Welcome back. Awesome job.
When accustomed to winning, second place is a defeat to one's morale. Going more than a year without seeing checkers can wear on a driver.
We're going to win, but just keep doing what you're doing.
We're going to get them next week.
I know you're frustrated, man.
Jeff Gordon's Phoenix win joined him with a company of drivers who in the past year regained their racing confidence by reaching victory lane.
Greg Biffle is going to bring it home and give Jack Roush his 4th win here at Pocono as he crosses the line and wins for the first time in 65 races.
Got a way to never give up, guys.
It's been more than 2 years since you've been to victory lane. How big is this for you personally? Man, I forgot what to do. This is big. We know we have a great team. I know that I can do it behind the wheel, and we were able to prove it today.
The hardest thing about enduring a winless streak is it's the little things. It's just people saying, hey, man, you know, pick it up. Hope you get a win. You know, you're like, listen, there's like, I go to bed thinking about this. I wake up thinking about it.
Talk about the guys hoping for a win before this year is over. Carl Edwards makes it happen today here at Phoenix International Raceway.
Good luck, fellas. Carl, you're the man. I can't tell you enough. You're the man. Woo! All right, we won!
Ryan Newman is going to win tonight in the Subway Fresh Fit 600.
It's been a long time coming for me to get to victory lane. I couldn't believe it. I saw the white flag. I'm like, I ain't got that far to go.
Just 3/4 of a mile for Juan Pablo Montoya. It's been a long time for him.
You're the man, baby. Good job.
Juan Pablo led 73 of the 90 laps today. He wins the race by well over 6 seconds.
Wicked awesome.
We lost a lot of them and gave away a lot of them, and it gets frustrating and everybody gets fighting and everything, but you know, this Target team does an amazing job. It's about time to get another one.
It's McMurray and Harvick. How long will Harvick stay there?
Harvick diving to the inside, and he's going to pick it off.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
Hell of a job, buddy. One hell of a job.
Woo!
If you ever wonder why drivers and teams freak out so bad in victory lane, it's because it is so hard to get there. Here are some of the longest winless streaks among active drivers right now. Mark Martin's gone 47, Casey Kane 49, but some of the guys got a long way to go. Dale Earnhardt Jr., 95 races, Martin Truex Jr., 133, and Bobby Labonte with 254. Matt Kenseth has been 72 races without a win, but this weekend he's on the pole and fastest in final practice, and Wendy, this could be the one that he finally gets back in victory lane after.
Absolutely. He's been flying here in Las Vegas. Now, we just heard Carl Edwards say sometimes he'd wake up and go to sleep thinking about getting that win and breaking that winless streak. I can't imagine you, Matt Kenseth, doing that.
No, not really. I mean, it's not a list you really want to be on. It's good because it means you won before, but it's bad because it means you haven't won in a long time. So certainly, you know, one of my goals is to get back to victory lane and get back into winning form. So it's been a great weekend for us, but qualifying in practice doesn't really mean a lot for the race. You know, 400 miles is a long time.
Okay, if qualifying and practice doesn't mean anything, does that mean your car's not fast?
I didn't say it didn't mean anything. I said it doesn't mean a lot for the race necessarily. So our car has been very fast. We've had great speed ever since we got here with the Crown Royal Ford. It's been really, really fast. We needed to get a drive just a little bit better in race trim, and I felt like we actually had driving pretty good yesterday too. But today's a different day. Watching the nationwide race yesterday, a lot of cars were a lot different than what they were in practice, and they were all really battling a lot of handling problems. So don't really know what the track's going to give us today. We tried to make some educated guesses on some adjustments, and see what it's like when they drop the green.
What do you think will be the biggest factor in today's race?
Well, I think you're going to have to do it all right. I mean, I think you're going to have a fast car, but I think track position is going to be very important, like it is every week. And yesterday, they had some long greens and they had some short runs as well. So track position is going to be important, but you're going to have to figure out how to have tires on the car and have that track position. And certainly, you're also going to want to have enough fuel when you get to the end of the race, the way yesterday's race turned out. So you just never know. 400 miles, a lot of things can happen. But certainly, first and foremost, you want to have a fast car.
All right. Good luck to Matt Kenseth, hoping to break that 72 race winless streak. We're done talking about it, Johnny. We don't want to hear that number anymore here.
Wendy, thanks a lot. You two guys, Kyle and Kenny, you guys have both won races before, and you've both been through winless droughts. I think there's two kind of emotion. First of all, it's wanting that first win, and then the other emotion is once you get your first win, you settle for nothing less.
When I won my first nationwide race, I hugged my wife and I said, finally, it's over. Well, after I won 9, I was still frustrated. Wanting to win more. And that's the problem with life as society. We always want more and more. And I heard Mark Martin say yesterday, somebody was interviewing him in driver's introduction. They're like, Mark, and they're just hounding him. And Mark Martin looked in this man's face and he says, man, is it ever enough for you guys? I mean, is it ever enough? But one thing I got to say about those win streaks, about those drivers, they're all good race drivers.
Exactly. They don't start counting your winless streak until you win a race, and then you don't race. So all those guys on there are race winners, and all those guys could end those winless streaks today.
So we're a little bit more than 1 hour before the green flag here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but could he be the next driver to break through and win for the first time? A lot of people think so, and we'll talk to him when we come back. Stay with us, everybody.
The point standings got shaken up at Phoenix. Gordon, Newman, and Happy all made pushes, while McMurray, Logano, and Vickers lost ground. We'll take a closer look at the numbers. Up next, NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot on Speed.
The crowd is on its feet.
130,000 of our best friends.
Viva Las Vegas, boys!
Uh-oh, in the wall. Oh, gosh. Man, did he smash that car.
Shake your face, dog.
The favorite son of Las Vegas. Carl Edwards cashes in big.
Welcome once again, race fans, to Las Vegas for round number 3 of the Race to the Chase. Matt the Brat Kenseth is on the pole, and he is looking for his first win in 72 races. Last weekend, Jeff Gordon ended his 66 winless drought and tied Cale Yarborough for 5th all-time on the win list. Kyle Busch is a hometown hero and the early Cup points leader. And NASCAR Race Day is coming to you live from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where we are about 1 hour away from the green flag here. Let's take a look at the Sprint Cup Series points early in the season, but never too early to worry about points. For the first time since the 1950s, 2 brothers are atop of the points, and it just so happens, Kenna Wallace, they're both from here in Vegas.
I think it's really exciting to see both Busch boys up there, but the reason we're talking points right now is because this is race 3. And in 3 more races, we will line up by this year's points.
So you want to be in the top 35. Right now, these guys are in the top 35, guaranteed a spot. But you know what? A little bit of bad luck, Kyle, could send them in another direction. Look at where they were last year as opposed to this year in points.
Yeah, and this is a little bit, this is where they go by owner's points for the others. So Brian Vickers and some of these guys, Jeff Burton and those guys, they're knocking on that 35th door from an owner's standpoint because there are still guys ahead of them. it's tough to get these to make up at this point in time in the season.
That is the Martinsville race, race number 6 of the season, where we could see some interesting things on qualifying day if things don't turn around for some of those guys down in points right now. But after the Phoenix race, there was definitely a whole lot of shaking going on when it comes to Sprint Cup Series points.
Well, I never would have thought that we'd have been 8th after 2 races based off of where we were after Daytona. But a good top 5 finish for everybody at Stewart-Haas with the Tornado Chevrolet last week, which was a good run for us. We got fortunate to stay out of the crash because we were in the center of the storm when the big crash happened off of turn 2. But just a great team effort to come back. Having the best starter we've ever had at Stewart-Haas Racing for myself means a lot to me.
You know, when we wrecked there, I was like, man, here we go again. 2 weeks in a row, but the car was really fast. I think if it just would have been straight, we'd have had something for them at the end. But to come back and get a top 5 out of it is a pretty solid day for us, considering the catastrophe of the first 67 laps that we had. We just go race every week, and if we do like we did last week, we won't have a problem with points.
At Daytona, we had a good car. Everybody had fast cars at Daytona. But at Phoenix, I thought we had a top 5 car, and you get wrecked, you can't do anything about it. We blew up at Daytona, can't do anything about it. I think if we had run poorly at those 2 tracks, then I would be concerned. But our cars have been really fast again this year, and we just haven't had any luck.
We've had really fast Home Depot Toyotas. We just had terrible luck all year. I always say I'm a believer of making your own luck, but I don't understand how you can change a lot of these things. So it's frustrating, but at the same time, at least we're fast, and we need to come out of here with a strong finish to kind of get some momentum back going again, and head into these next few racetracks with some momentum on our side for sure.
Well, it's always exciting to see a first-time winner in the Sprint Cup Series. A lot of people think our next guest here on NASCAR Race Day might be that next first-time winner we see break through. He's got a great start to this season, and A.J. Allmendinger is standing by with Hermie Sadler. Hermie?
No question about it, Johnny. This guy could be the next person to break through and get a victory. A.J. Allmendinger, 4th in points this year so far. Got to be excited with the start you guys are off to this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early in the season, but compared to last year at this time, I'll take 4th in points any day. So the Best Buy Ford's been quick. Everybody at Richard Petty Motorsports done such a good job, especially after last year, what we went through. And Doug Yates, he's bringing some steam. Everybody at the engine shop. So Ford Racing, Richard Petty, and everybody, they put a lot of effort in this team. We feel good. We've had 2 solid runs so far. This has been our worst racetrack, so far so good this weekend. I think we got a good race car.
Talk about the difference in your driving. Since you've come into the sport, you've had to make the show, qualify, worry about getting in the top 35, building your way up. Now you're in the top 5. Does it change the way you approach racing and how you drive on the racetrack, trying to protect points as opposed to, worried about trying to make shows?
I mean, it comes with evolution of learning how to drive a Sprint Cup race. I mean, I came from a world that every lap you fought to the nail for whatever you had out there, and now these races, you just got to get through them. You got to finish them. I've been able to talking to guys like Mark Martin that just know how to get through these races. Seem like all day they're just kind of running around. At the end of the day, they're inside the top 10. So for me, that's what's been my focus. Phoenix, Daytona, we've been in a lot of wrecks that haven't given us a lot of damage. So if we can just run all these laps, be solid every weekend, we're going to have the stuff to do it. So I think the Best Buy Ford today, just looking for another solid top 10 run.
Well, A.J. Allmendinger, the Ford camp has been strong here all weekend. Wouldn't surprise me at all, JR, to see A.J. take this Best Buy car to victory lane this weekend in Las Vegas.
So.
Yeah, Hermie, especially here in Vegas, you got to be good, but you also have to have a lot of luck on your side to even finish well, much less win one of these races. When you look at the Fords so far, the Roush Fenway Fords are real strong this weekend. They got to be among the favorites, but also there's a lot of really, really strong teams back there that need a good run, and the one I'm looking at right now is the 31 of Jeff Burton.
I totally agree. Jeff Burton and Kevin Harvick both blew motors in the Daytona 500, which set them back. Yes, they were running good, and yes, I'd rather be running good and blow a motor than to be running bad. But still, the big wreck at Phoenix, Kyle, the big wreck at Phoenix really jumbled everything up. That was crazy, that wreck.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, this has been a Ford, or it looks to be a Ford track when you look at it. But for me, I look at McMurray, I look at Vickers, I look at Burton, I look at Ruderman. Those guys have to stop their slide. They've got to stop something and change direction of the teams. And that's why this race is important. They don't have to win the race. They don't have to run in the top 5. They've got to be in the top 15. They've just got to start in another direction, and it's almost critical that they have to start it here. They can't wait many more weeks, or they're going to be way far behind, and then it's going to take 8 or 10 races to catch up.
You know, some of the words that our good friend Jimmy Spencer says are kind of crazy. We admit that, but also he is a man of his word, and Jimmy Spencer had said on the Race Hub that he will eat his cigar if Jeff Gordon wins a race this season. Well, Jeff Gordon won a race this season, so was Mr. Excitement true to his word? Oh, that's just wrong. I mean, it's good that he was you know, true to his word, but he's actually eating his cigar.
That's wrong.
One thing I like about Spence, when he calls somebody out and he's wrong, he comes back.
Yes, he does. Yes, he
Even
does.
to the point of eating the cigar. You want to make sure you don't miss the Race Hub. Steve Burns and Larry Mack deliver the ultimate recap of Vegas. Plus, after seeing Excitement eat the cigar there, you never know what's going to happen. Here for the drivers on the Race Hub tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, only on Speed. When we come back to NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, we will have our Sunoco performance picks, and they're looking pretty good right now.
The command of fire engines at Vegas is almost here, and all your favorite high rollers are ready to go. We'll make the rounds for some last-minute thoughts as all the Cup stars get ready to lay their money down. Straight ahead, NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot on Speed.
Welcome back to Race Day, everyone. It is time for our Sunoco performance picks, and take a look at who's on top.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gee.
Pretty good start to the season, huh?
I'm that far behind already? You're cheating. I'm 2 races out.
You know, in honor of the great promoter, Humpy Wheeler, our producers decided they were going to invert the field. So I got to go last in picks, but I don't care because I still got the driver I wanted. But that way, Hermie starts us out. Herm?
Yeah, thank you, Johnny. I'm at the Sunoco pumps here with Gerald Dawson. He works for Carl Edwards. He is preparing the Sunoco fuel that's going to fuel Carl Edwards, the vicar here today. I'm picking the 99 car. It's been a Ford weekend, all weekend, and I am looking forward to gaining some points and getting back in this thing today. Carl Edwards is going to win the race today.
All right, Hermie, I got you. The 17 car of Matt Kenseth, and in the words of Charlie Sheen, your face will melt and your kids will weep over your exploded body. And he wins the race today. 17, Matt Kenseth.
I love it.
All right, Wendy.
You guys all went with Fords. I'm going with a Chevy. That would be of Ryan Newman. I think he has a good, consistent car. He's got the drivability there, which is half the battle, according to crew chief Tony Gibson. He said we have to be in a top 5 position. You can see the ending of the race, much like it happened in the nationwide race. It could be a fuel mileage race. Who knows? I'm going with the 39. Kenny?
I am the king. My Sunoco Green E15 ethanol pick is Tony Stewart from Indianapolis. Ladies and gentlemen, that man is due. He's in the top 15 in practice. If Smoke is ever up front in practice, you know, that's pretty good. He's in the top 15. He will win because I am the king with the king hat, and I say so. See, look, I'm the king.
Well, you guys have all had very nice picks, and I think your drivers will do very well. But the one driver who will be winning is the number 16 of Greg Biffle. So I'm going to ask the crowd to help me out here. Ready, guys? You know what the chant goes. Stick with the Biff. Stick with the Biff. Come on, louder, guys. You know? Stick with the Biff. All right, we're going to stick with
Let's
the
get
Biff.
dogs.
And there's a Puppy Dogs. Yeah, the Puppy Dog Foundation.
That was good. That was good.
All right, so now we will take a look at what's coming up on Speed. Don't forget, Wednesday, the most talked about new car building show on Speed. Car Warriors, sparks fly and tempers boil over when a team of hotshot challengers race the All-Stars to build what kind, Kyle Petty? What kind of El Camino?
A tricked out El Camino.
From scratch in 72 hours. Car Warriors is all new Wednesday at 9 Eastern, only on Speed. And we will have what we like to call our lightning round when we come back. We'll get you right down the middle of all the action on race day.
In 2 weeks, Race Day visits the world's fastest half mile. For steep banks, close racing, and high drama, Thunder Valley looms. And we'll give you the lowdown before the green flag flies, as only one pre-race show can. Live from Bristol, Tennessee, NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot on Speed.
NASCAR Race Day is built by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Brought to you in part by Allstate. Mayhem is everywhere. Protect yourself. Are you in good hands? And by ToyotaRacing.com Sponsifier 3. Sponsifier is back, and this year the winner gets a visit from their favorite driver. Enter at ToyotaRacing.com.
Welcome back to Las Vegas, everybody. Nobody's stealth about what's going to go on the racetrack. That is a cool-looking plane right there. That's the B1.
That's cool.
The B1, not the A1. A1 steak sauce. That's the B1.
Steak sauce. Sure.
All right, well, we have a full plate here at Las Vegas. Great race fans coming out here. A sold-out crowd. And, Kenny, you were out there yesterday for many laps, 400 miles today. What do you think is going to happen? Will this field get stretched out?
Well, the field's going to get stretched out, but I really think the talk of the day is some of these great race car drivers and great teams have got to finish the races. The last 2 weeks have been wreck galore. The two cars, you know, the big wrecks at Daytona, then the big one at Phoenix, of all places.
Yes.
They have to finish the race today. No wrecks.
I have no final thought. My final thought is this. You know, we've said it all up here before, but I'm just going to say this. It's my mom's birthday. She's had a tough year and a half, and I want to wish my mom a happy birthday. She wins today no matter what. Happy birthday, Mom.
That's awesome. Happy birthday, Mom.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Wendy Venturini, who's a new mom. Wendy?
Oh, well, thank you, Johnny. Yes, I'm with David Gilliland, who is 10th in points. That's up 30 spots from last year, so you got to be pretty proud how the season's going so far.
Yeah, we're off to a great start. You know, everybody at Front Row Motorsports has worked really hard over the winter, and Bob Jenkins has done a lot to step up our program, and, you know, it's been a lot of fun. It's definitely more competitive than we were last year, and, you know, working on hard every week to continue to improve, and you got a great sponsor on board this weekend with TM1, and you know, really have had a lot of attention to our team. So hopefully we can continue to build and just keep working on being more competitive each and every week.
All right, good luck to David Gilliland, and I have had a Paris Hilton sighting, but that's not who Hermie Sadler is with.
No, I didn't get Paris Hilton this time, but I do have Bobby Labonte, who is, what a turnaround it's been for you this year. So far, only 2 races in, but so far, so good for you guys.
Yeah, it really has been. And our Kingsford Toyota Camry's not too bad today. We didn't get the qualifying lap we ran. We had a little problem in practice before qualifying. Guys did a great job. You know, hopefully the changes we made overnight. Track conditions should be good. You know, looking forward to it. I think we got a decent race car. You know, we'll have to tune on during the day just like everybody else. But, you know, like I said, it's been a good start to the year. So, you know, hopefully we can continue that here.
That's Bobby Labonte. Right.
Hey guys, I caught up with Juan Pablo Montoya. Juan, you've had a busy week. I know it's time to get down to betting. I saw you dump Jamie Little at Kurt Busch's go-kart invitational. Are we going to see another replay of that today?
No. I think, you know, that was her fault. She pushed me into the fence. I had to defend myself. I always blame somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm okay to bet on you today.
I think we got a decent car. You know, at the end of practice, I thought we are pretty competitive. You know, it's important to finish. You know, I think the Clark shape is going to be pretty good this week. It's different. It's blue, and you know, we should be pretty good.
We'll go get him, buddy. Good luck. That's Juan Pablo Montoya. Wendy?
Ryan Newman starts 8th today, and I hate to tell you, but I picked you to win. So can you do me a favor and get to victory lane?
Why would you hate to tell me?
Because sometimes, well, Matt Kenseth doesn't like to be picked because he feels it's bad luck.
I asked him what was wrong with him, because it's like unlike him to be quick for 1 lap, but do it like, what, 3 practices in a row? Yeah, I asked. He said he hopes it doesn't correct itself.
So are you okay with me picking you then?
I'm all right with that. I think we got a good Haas Automation Chevrolet. In saying that, I think it's going to be a track position game because of the way the tires are, and the cars are so similar speed-wise. It seems like whoever gets out front on that last stop or last cycle is going to be the guy that's going to be tough to beat.
Well, good luck to you. Hey, Carrot Top's behind you. Who has dirtier jokes, you or Carrot Top?
I think his top mine, for sure.
All right. Good luck to Ryan Newman. Hermie?
Thanks, Wendy. Paul Menard getting ready to get it going today. Looks like it's been a pretty seamless transition for you and Slugger over to RCR. How's your car for today?
It's really good. We have really fast Menards, Mo and Chevy, and really happy with the way it drove yesterday over the bumps. A lot of guys are struggling with that. We seem to be a little bit better than most through the bumps. Car doesn't fall off that much, and weather conditions are pretty similar to yesterday. So you know, hopefully things don't change too much handling-wise, and we'll be just fine.
Paul Menard looking for a good run, right?
Hey, Hermie, caught up with Carrot Top over here. Man, it is so great to see you out here.
It's awesome out here. I love it.
This is your town.
This is my town. I love it. I come to every race in Vegas. I'm going to try to get Daytona and Talladega this year, and Charlotte maybe. But yeah.
Who's your money on today?
Well, you know, it's so weird because you know all the drivers now. It's kind of weird once you know them all, so you can't really pick one. But I'm going to go with Gordon 2 in a row. Because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling my Jeff Gordon might go 2 in a row. Yeah.
Dude, thanks for having us. So many people came out and saw the show this week. You were on NASCAR Smarts last year, but today
I did good.
You did great.
I did great.
Carrot Top's money is on Jeff Gordon today.
There you go. Take it 24 downtown.
I'm ready. There you go. To Hermie.
Trevor Bayne back at the racetrack. Another chance to win again. And how's your car?
It's actually pretty good this weekend. You know, I think we got a solid piece. We qualified 16th, which isn't terrible. I mean, the series is so tough. You look around, and if you're 25th, you still look around, and there's great guys around you. So to be 16th right now, we're pumped about that. I think we might be able to work on a top 15 finish here and just, you know, get better and better every week. But the Wood Brothers and Donnie Wingo have done a good job so far this weekend.
And the good news is Trevor can gain a little bit from that good run he had at Texas last year on this style racetrack. Wendy?
Well, Mark Martin, Jamie McMurray, and Mark Martin winning the nationwide race yesterday. We're right in the middle of things. Joey Logano. Okay, what do you do in Vegas when you're not old enough to gamble?
You don't do much of anything besides racing, actually. To be honest with you, I walked around a little bit yesterday downtown there, but for the most part, it's racing. I had an awesome Home Depot store appearance there last night, and I had a blast with that. A lot of fans there, so that was cool. And just excited about our Home Depot Toyota today. I think it's gonna be really good. I thought it was really good in practice. We're starting 6th, so we should get some luck on our side and have a good finish. We've had fast race cars all year. We just got to have the finishes we deserve, so that's what we're going for.
And Victory Lane, that will be the true celebration. There you go. No gambling needed. Hermie?
Well, we're about to go off the air, but I want to get Mark on real quickly. Congratulations on a great win yesterday. Good to see you back.
Oh, man, that was really fun. Great for Turner Motorsports and the Dollar General team. They were so excited to get a win, and that was really cool. Looking forward to today. GoDaddy.com Chevy is good in practice. We'll see. The racetrack is a lot different yesterday for the race than it was for practice. And if it's like that today, it'll be a jump ball.
Well, Mark Martin has got a lot of momentum. He'll try to turn that into a victory today, Johnny.
Hermie, thanks a lot. There were some of your stars of NASCAR, and now we're going to turn our sights to the race here, about 45 minutes away from the green flag and just a matter of moments away from the Fox pre-race show. So tune to your local Fox affiliate and also join us back here in Victory Lane at 8 o'clock tonight. So long, everybody.